Today's topic is about Krebs cycle. Another name of Krebs cycle, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. Simple tri means 3, carboxylic means COOH group. So this type of molecule is generated and that is particular called as citrate. Citrate, another name, that is citric acid. So it is also called as citric acid cycle. In relation to Krebs cycle, it is said that wheel is turning and the sugar is burning. How exactly it is occurring, that we will look in this video. First, we will look about the function of the TCA cycle. It is a final common oxidative pathway that oxidizes acetyl-CoA to the carbon dioxide molecule. It is a source of reduced coenzymes that provide the substrate for the respiratory chains. Reduced coenzyme like the NADH and FADH2 formation, and that is finally metabolized in a ETC, that is respiratory chain or electron transport chain, and provide the energy. It acts as a link between the catabolic as well as anabolic pathway. So TCA cycle is not considered as a purely catabolic or anabolic, it is considered amphibolic role or pathway. It provides precursor for synthesis of amino acid and nucleotides also. Component of the TCA cycle have a direct or indirect controlling effect on the key enzymes of other pathways like gluconeogenesis, glycolysis, as well as ketone body formation and electron transport chain. All these pathways are connected with the TCA cycle, and TCA cycle have a control over these all other pathways. So reaction of the TCA cycle, first we will look at preparatory step. So how this TCA cycle, and for that initial molecule is prepared. Acetyl-CoA enters into the TCA cycle and is completely oxidized. So during this oxidation process, energy is trapped. Pyruvate derived from glycolysis pathway, that is the most important pathway of a carbohydrate, glycolysis. So this pyruvate which is generated by this glycolysis is oxidatively decarboxylated to acetyl-CoA molecule, and for that PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme, is needed. This is the link between the TCA cycle and glycolysis. Which one? That is pyruvate to acetyl-CoA formation, that is considered link between glycolysis to TCA cycle. The PDH, that reaction occurs in the mitochondria. Now, pyruvate with the help of carrier molecule can enter the mitochondria from the cytoplasm. The acetyl-CoA derived from the beta oxidation is formed in the mitochondria itself. So, whatever the acetyl-CoA generated from this beta oxidation does not need any carrier molecule. Further, all the enzymes of this TCA cycle are located in the mitochondria, or you can say that matrix of the mitochondria. Further, that acetyl-CoA, from where we can get this acetyl-CoA molecule, particular glucose, glycolysis, pyruvate and acetyl-CoA formation, fatty acid, beta oxidation of fatty acid and acetyl-CoA generation, ketogenic amino acid, that is also providing acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA that can undergo the complete oxidation in a TCA cycle. Acetyl-CoA can helping to form fatty acid. It is also utilized for the cholesterol, steroid hormone, as well as again ketone body formation. So oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA, that is the two main molecules needed for the TCA cycle. From where we are getting, that is shown in this picture. First, glucose is converted into the pyruvate. Now this pyruvate that can be converted into the acetyl-CoA molecule, and for that we have seen that enzyme PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase. It is a multi-enzyme complex. Again, fatty acid that is also providing acetyl-CoA directly in the mitochondria, and this acetyl-CoA will enter in a citrate formation or citric acid cycle. Further, this pyruvate which is generated from the glucose, this pyruvate can be converted into the oxaloacetate with the help of enzyme PCA, that is pyruvate carboxylase. Again, this oxaloacetate, we can say that oxaloacetate can re-enter in a gluconeogenesis pathway. For that PPCK, that is phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase enzyme, is needed. But here oxaloacetate we can also get from the important amino acid, that is aspartate, as well as malate, that can also provide oxaloacetate. So these two molecule, oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA, they are the most important molecule or precursor molecule for the TCA cycle. Further, step by step we will look how exactly Krebs cycle is working. So first step in the TCA cycle, that is citrate synthase. So here acetyl-CoA that is containing 2 carbon molecule, oxaloacetate, total 4 carbon is there. In this oxaloacetate structure, 2 carboxylic group is already present. Now over that again 2 molecule of carbon is added and finally making 6 carbon citrate. So here 3 carbon plus 3 carboxylic group is there and finally making a citrate molecule. So the 4 carbon oxaloacetate condense with the 2 carbon acetyl CoA to form 6 carbon molecule, that is citrate, that is called as citric acid. The enzyme is citrate synthase. Again, the hydrolysis of the thioester bond in acetyl CoA drives the reaction forward. So here delta G, that is minus 32.2 kilojoule per mole, that is generated and that is helping to forward reaction. Again, second reaction, that is aconitase. This enzyme catalyzes the isomerization reaction by removing and then adding back the water molecule in the form of HNOH to form cis-aconitate in at different positions. So here in this aconitase activity, indirectly ion molecule is needed. So exactly how it is occurring: citrate, first water molecule is removed with the help of aconitase enzyme and cis-aconitate is generated. Again over this cis-aconitate, again H2O molecule is added and making a isomer of the citrate and making a isocitrate. Isocitrate, there is a no difference in these two molecules, citrate and isocitrate, only structural difference of H and OH arrangement. Again, this isocitrate is consumed rapidly by the next step, thus driving the reaction in a forward direction. Third step of the TCA cycle, that is isocitrate dehydrogenase. So first step, that is citrate synthase, second that is aconitase, third one that is ICD, short form of isocitrate dehydrogenase, that is ICD. Two-step process reaction catalyzed by the enzyme ICD, that is isocitrate dehydrogenase. Manganese is needed in this reaction. Isocitrate is dehydrogenated to form oxalosuccinate, that is intermediate molecule. It is the unstable compound undergoes spontaneous decarboxylation to form a stable alpha ketoglutarate molecule. There are two isoforms of this enzyme are found. Mitochondrial form uses NAD+, so which is utilized for the TCA cycle, and cytoplasmic form uses NADP+ as a electron acceptor. So you have to remember there is a TCA cycle occurring inside the mitochondria. So isocitrate will convert into alpha ketoglutarate. So here ICD, that will form one NADH molecule. In detail of this reaction, isocitrate is first converted into the oxalosuccinate. During that time, one NADH molecule is generated. Again, this oxalosuccinate, that is unstable molecule, and remove one carbon dioxide molecule. So when it is remove carbon dioxide, so this 6 carbon molecule oxalosuccinate now convert into the 5 carbon alpha ketoglutarate molecule. So now alpha ketoglutarate, that is 5 carbon molecule. Further, this alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme will work. So again that dehydrogenase enzyme, so that will convert alpha ketoglutarate into a succinyl CoA. Again one carbon dioxide molecule is removed in this reaction. So in detail, alpha ketoglutarate is oxidatively decarboxylated to form succinyl CoA by the enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Now interesting is that this alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex, that is also considered as a multi-enzyme complex. So here in this reaction, NADH enters into the ETC. So whatever the NADH is generated in this reaction enters in an electron transport chain and it is helping to make ATP. Now in this reaction, second molecule of carbon dioxide is removed. So the only irreversible step in the whole TCA cycle, which one is irreversible? Alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. That is the only irreversible step in the whole cycle. So again, how exactly this multi-enzyme complex of alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase is working? So first alpha ketoglutarate, that will combine with the TPP. What is that TPP? That is thiamine pyrophosphate. And during that time, one carbon dioxide molecule is removed and making hydroxysuccinyl TPP. Now this hydroxysuccinyl TPP attached with the lipoamide, and during that time TPP is removed and succinyl lipoamide molecule is generated, and the transuccinylase. Again, this trans-succinylase enzyme will convert this succinyl lipoamide molecule to finally succinyl-CoA. During that time, CoA molecule is converted into the dihydrolipoamide. So this dihydrolipoamide which is generated again reconvert into the lipoamide, but during that time FAD will be utilized. Whatever this FADH2 is generated in the previous reaction, that is reconvert into the FAD, and interestingly one NADH molecule is generated that will go in an electron transport chain, and finally ATP will be generated. So during this alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase reaction, particularly vitamin B1 that is thymine, B2 in the form of FAD, B3 that is in the form of NAD plus, and B5 or otherwise coenzyme A is needed, as well as lipoamide. So basically 5 different coenzyme is needed in this alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, which is quite similar to the PDH. Further, whatever this succinyl-CoA is generated is converted into the succinate, and during that time enzyme succinyl-CoA synthetase is needed. Another name of this enzyme, that is succinate thiokinase. So these involve substrate level phosphorylation, whereby high energy phosphate is generated from the energy trap in the thioester bond of succinyl-CoA. So whatever this succinyl-CoA containing energy that will release and that will be trapped in the form of GTP. The enzyme is succinate thiokinase. A molecule of GDP is phosphorylated to GTP and succinate is generated. The GTP can to ATP by reacting with an ADP molecule. Now next, this succinate will be converted into the fumarate with the help of succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. Oxidation of succinate to fumarate. This is the only citric acid cycle that is tightly bound to the inner mitochondrial membrane. So that is quite near to the inner mitochondrial membrane. So directly this FADH2 is generated that can enter in a second complex of the electron transport chain. Further, it is an FAD dependent enzyme, succinate dehydrogenase. So malonate has similar structure to the succinate, and it competitively inhibits succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. So with the help of this succinate dehydrogenase, finally fumarate is generated. Next, that is fumarate is converted into the L-malate. For that enzyme, fumarase is needed. During that time, H2O molecule, so hydration of fumarate, that will lead to the formation of malate molecule. The reaction involves the addition of a water molecule. Only L-malate is generated in this fumarase reaction. Now next, that malate that is finally converted into the oxaloacetate. So that is the also initial molecule. So oxidation of malate to oxaloacetate with the help of L-malate dehydrogenase enzyme. It is an NAD plus dependent enzyme. Reaction is pulled in forward direction by the next reaction, that is citrate synthase reaction. Next to this malate to oxaloacetate again combine with the acetyl-CoA and make a citrate. As the oxaloacetate is depleted at a very fast rate, so this reaction will occur faster. Because of that, oxaloacetate is rapidly utilized for the different reaction. So that is the last step of the TCA cycle. So exact equation of the citric acid cycle is like that. Initially there is an enter of a acetyl-CoA that will combine with the oxaloacetate, and in this reaction FAD 3NAD plus GDP plus phosphate is needed. So at the end of TCA cycle, what we will get, so from the acetyl-CoA that is completely oxidized and making a 2 molecule of carbon dioxide. CoA is removed in the form of CoASH. Now oxaloacetate as such getting back at the end of TCA cycle. But during this oxidation, FAD and NAD plus is converted into the corresponding FADH2 and NADH, as well as 1 GTP is generated. Now not only this cycle, during this cycle, first that magnesium, manganese, iron, phosphate, vitamin B1 that is thymine, B2 riboflavin, B3 niacin, vitamin B5 that is coenzyme A, as well as lipoamide. These are the coenzyme and enzymes are needed for the TCA cycle. Further, how this acetyl-CoA is completely oxidized, that is explained in this picture. So there is a complete TCA cycle or citric acid cycle. So during this time, initially acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate making citrate, but this citrate that is 6 carbon. When it is reached up to oxalosuccinate, it is still 6 carbon. But in the next step, that is step 3, one carbon dioxide molecule is removed and converted into alpha ketoglutarate. Again, this alpha ketoglutarate liberate one carbon dioxide and finally convert into the 4 carbon, that is succinyl CoA. So up to formation of succinyl CoA, completely oxidation of acetyl CoA is occurring. Now next, that 3 important reaction again you have to remember in relation to the inhibitors. So first, that aconitase, that is inhibited by the fluoroacetate molecule. Again, one more reaction, that is arsenite, that is inhibiting particular alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. First fluoroacetate, that is inhibiting aconitase, then arsenite, that is able to inhibit alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. So here you can see that fluoroacetate, that is quite name similar to the acetyl CoA. Further, one more, that is malonate, which is structurally similar to the succinate. So it is able to competitively inhibit succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. Further, about the regulation or physiological regulation, simple, the basic purpose of TCA cycle to generate energy. So energy form, that is mostly in the form of ATP and NADH as well as FADH2. When cell have a sufficient ATP, NADH, FADH2, it is considered a high energy level of the cell. So ATP is present sufficiently, then it will inhibit TCA cycle, that is called physiological regulation, and it is directly inhibit citrate synthase enzyme or the first step of the TCA cycle. Second, again NADH level is high, then also this particular that isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme is also inhibited, as well as when ADP level is high in the cell, that will indirectly activate the TCA cycle. Further, that's what are the inhibitor, again repeated, arsenite, that is able to inhibit alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Here which one, that is malonate. So malonate, that is able to inhibit succinate dehydrogenase. Now in this picture you can see that total 1, 2 and 3 NADH molecule is generated. So each NADH will provide 2.5 ATP. So total 7.5 ATP. One FADH2 molecule during succinate dehydrogenase, that is making 1.5 plus 1 GTP is generated. So total 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, that is 7.5 plus 1, that is 8.5 plus 1.5, total 10 ATP is generated per cycle. So in detail, step number 3, 4, 5, 6 as well as 8, that is generating ATP, but it is not directly making ATP. So step 3 and 4, that is generating NADH, so isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate and alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl CoA, that is providing NADH. This NADH will be metabolized in a TCS electron transport chain and provide 2.5 ATP. Again succinyl CoA to succinate, that is substrate level phosphorylation, making GTP, so it is equivalent to 1 ATP, while succinate to fumarate formation, 1 FADH2 molecule generation, and that will also provide 1.5. Last step of TCA cycle, that is malate to oxaloacetate formation, that is also making 1 NADH molecule, so that is also providing 2.5 ATP. So total 10 ATP is generated per TCA cycle. Simple, you have to remember, one acetyl CoA molecule that can provide 10 ATP. So this acetyl CoA completely oxidize in a TCA cycle and provide 10 ATP molecule. So significance of TCA cycle, first, that is it is considered complete oxidation of acetyl CoA in a TCA cycle. It is the most important cycle for the ATP generation through electron transport chain. It is final common oxidative pathway, integration of major metabolic pathways, as well as fat is burned on the weak of carbohydrate. Interesting is that excess carbohydrate are able to convert as a neutral fat, that is triacylglycerol, but no net synthesis of carbohydrate from the fat. One more, that is carbon skeletons of amino acid finally enter in a TCA cycle. Whatever it may be a ketogenic or glucogenic, but finally it has to enter in a citric acid cycle. Amphibolic pathway, it is not purely catabolic or anabolic, this TCA cycle, but it is considered amphibolic pathway. And lastly, that a particular anaplerotic role of the TCA cycle, that all will be discussed in the next video. Now again, that summary or equation of the TCA cycle, first acetyl CoA plus oxaloacetate is needed for the TCA cycle, FAD, NAD plus GDP plus phosphate is needed, so it is converted into the acetyl CoA, that is converted to 2 carbon dioxide molecule, CoA-SH is separated, oxaloacetate, as such we are getting back FADH2 and NADH is generated, and one substrate level phosphorylation and generating of the GTP. So that's all about the reactions of the Krebs cycle or the TCA cycle.